And here we go, here's 88 fishing. Only 11 more levels to go, and then we can work on cooking. And here we go, about to hit 89 fishing. And there we go. One more level down, 10 to go. Okay guys, so one of the best ways to get your fishing up is to do fish flingers. And how do you do it? People ask. So this is a rough guide of how to do it. Obviously I'm not the best at it, but what I do works for solo runs. So when I first come in, I check what habitats have 2. So here we've got the docks and the beach that have 2, the lake and the river that have 1. So that'll come into account later. And when the timer runs out, I will start at the docks with the first bait, the first hook and 1 weight, and see how it goes. And then you have to tweak the weight until it's right. So here we go, we're at 33%. So if I increase the weight to 2, it actually reduces the catch percentage. So the weight is 1, so that's correct. Now with your hooks, they're in groups of 2, so you've got your standard and the thin one. You've got the large and the double. And you've got the bone and the wooden. So there it's gone up to 66%, so that's the right catch. And then the bait, it goes by colour and by species type. So you've got the 2 worm ones together, 2 crayfish and shrimp, 2 moths, and then the 2 cricket types. So if you do it right, you can choose less actual iterations. So there, it's only increased by 16%, not the full 33, which means one of the aspects is right. But since the crayfish was wrong, it's not the black one, which means it's the green that's right, which means it's the locust. And there we go. So that's 1 down, 5 to go. And normally when I'm starting a new fish, I tend to go back and try the same ones. So there it's moved to salmon at 6, and at 5 it's up to 33%. And then it's gone back down, which means it's the right weight at 5. So then move it on to the next hook. Yeah, so it's not a large hook, and we've already used the bone one, so it should be a wooden hook. There we go. And then onto the fish type, bait type. And there's the second one sorted. So now on to the next area. Well, normally when I start a new place, I start at 1 weight, but obviously we've already done that one, so we'll start at 2. Right, and between 2 and 3 it's gone up slightly, so let's try 4. Right, so it's at 50%, so it's definitely 4 weight. However, one of the bait or the hook is half right. So let's try the hook first. Right, so the hook's wrong, which means the bait is half right. And the large one is half right. which means it's the double hook. So next we'll try a different bait. And there we go. One more down. Now it gets easier as you go along because you've got less things to actually use. Right, so this one starts at 66%, so we'll start with the weight again. And the weight's gone down, the percentage has gone down, so the weight was correct. So let's try with the hook. And it's not changed, which means the bait should be correct. So we'll go on to the large hook. So that's the correct hook, weight and bait of that one. Right, with this one, we're very close to getting it correct. We're at 83%. So it's either the hook or the bait that was slightly wrong, and it was the hook. Which means this last one has to be 6 standard, and then it's one of the green moth, the grey moth, or crayfish. And since it doesn't share any types with the green moth, it must be the crayfish. And then since we're in a solo one, look at what the heaviest thing was. That was the salmon at the docks. Cricket wooden 5. So we'll go back over to the docks. And I tend to just finish off the catch there. So you've got the chance of catching the heaviest fish, which is 199. And obviously you got a slightly higher chance of catching heavier fish altogether. So I just stay here until the timer runs out. With that, I tend to get around 24-25 points most games. If you're in a group, you can get up to about 35-36 with all the big fish. But when you solo, it's slightly less, and you also don't have people helping you get the key tackles straight away. So, yeah. Okay guys, I've just got 90 fishing. Sadly, just before OBS had loaded up, but it unlocks rock tails, which I would need mining to actually mine the minerals to catch them, so that's no biggie really. Tarpon, which is in the Ark, which I may go try. I don't know what the XP rates are like. Plus it pushes me behind on cooking a little bit. But it also unlocks another port adventurer, the second one. That's the whaler. So that should be quite good. Hey guys. Right, well, the last few days, rather than forcing the fishing experience, I've actually done a little bit of testing, and I don't currently have enough fish to get me to the green blubbers that I've been catching, cooking wise. So I've gone back to fishing lobsters, and my aim is to get roughly just under 6,000 lobsters, which should push me over the level to actually then be able to cook the green blubbers that I have. Once I get to that point, I will be fishing green blubbers again, until I have enough to get me to just over sharks, and then I will move on to fishing sharks. There's no real point fishing sailfish, because you can't actually cook them till 99, so for now they're a bit useless for me. since I won't actually be using most of my food for quite a while. So on to the XP, which I think I actually forgot last week, but as you can see, loads of 0 XPs on all the skills that should have 0 XP. The only skills that don't are obviously my 99 Divination, and the 10 Constitution, which is at 1154 where it starts, my Fishing, which is just over 5.8 mil, slowly going up, and obviously the level 2 Cooking, where I made the mistake. Right, so onto the bank. It's not really changed much. I did open a small Menophyte gift offering. I only got sand and a maple magic sapling. I'm hoping for either an onyx or an onyx ring to allow me to get a ring of fortune once I actually start training crafting and magic. So hopefully that'll come. If not, it's not the end of the world. There's probably a way to get onyxes. It's a little harder now that Jagex has removed the onyx drop at Pref, but we'll see. Oh, I also got a cosmic talisman from randomly clicking the wrong fishing spot and pulling up a chest, and it ended up being a cosmic talisman. So that's always good. Clues are slowly starting to build back up. It'll be a while before I actually do the clues by the look of it, so probably not next week but the week after. The fishing has, well, the fish have increased. Loads more raw lobsters these last few days, and then quite a few green blubbers before that. And not really that much difference on the other things. I've done a couple of islands, mostly just the stuff that I've found. I also tried catching some raw tarpon. It's not that good experience, and it's terrible cooking experience, so I probably wouldn't suggest it. But I thought I'd give it a try, and yeah, it didn't work. So yeah, that's the bank as it stands at the minute. So I'll see you all next week. Bye.